out from Splyce. And this is where teams have been running a lot of Torbjorn as of late. We've even seen May from time to time, although it does appear like that strategy has sort of gone to the wayside. Teams aren't running it quite as much anymore, even though the Ice Wall can have some pretty good value. But either way, taking a look here at the defense for Splyce is going to be Kozin on the 76, Pure on the Mercy, Flame on Symmetra, Steel on the Winston, Papa Smurf on Zarya, Clockwork going to round it out on the defensive Tracer. So we were just talking about defensive Tracer in the pregame, and it might actually be happening here.
Yeah, he's run this defensive Tracer before on Numbani to kind of not the greatest value. I don't mind it because I think it's a decent map for Tracer. You can get around the back especially. So we're going to see if he can really get the value off it. Of course, the rest of the squad is going to be Kozin on 76, Pure on Mercy. Flame is going to be running defensive Symmetra. Awesome. We get to see that in effect. And they're going to run 2 defensive tags. That's going to be Steel on Winston and Papa Smurf on Zarya.
So, person watch here for NG Red as it come out, definitely Mangachu and Bird. Mangachu and Bird have been really the stars and engine of the NG Red offense. They have done absolutely phenomenal work over the last few weeks, and they've turned it on. I think for this meta, Mangachu always had a pretty good Pharah, so the fact that Pharah is better in this meta definitely has helped them. And Bird has just been a great 76 in time where you want good 76 play, but here comes NG Red, moving up the stairway, deciding not to go up the gut, and Bird already laying in some good damage to start this out as Mangachu takes out Flame.
That's really rough, because already with Symmetra, you're kind of down half a player.
Oh, the Zarya just went for a ride! Got knocked off the ledge! Effectively a free kill coming out from Mangachu. Everything going wrong here for Splyce, and this is going to be a very quick cap here for NG Red.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Symmetra's kind of a gamble on any defensive map. This one especially because it's generally a huge initiation and a huge fight. You can't just poke for a while and get your teleporter up. She dies early, that means you're already down a player. Now they're going to push very far ahead and get some poke damage going here. Really, all they want is for Wolf and for Mangachu to get their ultimates up with this poke damage. Wolf is trying to get a sword up. Mangachu already has barrage up. Defense is in no position to contest this. They're going to have to hold all the way back at the second point.
The defense really got shell shocked there. Everything went the way for NG Red, including the knockoff kill from Mangachu. And once you lose Zarya like that, that's it. You're not going to recover. They just lost too much for free. The defense, though, is going to be a little bit over aggro here. They go into the Winston, aided by the Zarya shield. NG Red, though, sort of shrugs it off. No, they don't really have to worry about it. They keep the payload with 2 people on it the entire time. And Mangachu takes out Clockwork. Just very disorganized coming up from Splyce. 2 extra kills from NG Red. And they're doing everything that they want to do here. So Barrage comes in, gets 1. Will it get 2? Mangachu on the pursuit. Lucio getting booped and bopped around as Bird gets in with the cleanup.
Been pretty one-sided. They need to find something, anything to bring them back into this, as Clockwork is the only one alive. They're still bleeding players towards the end there. It's going to be interesting to see if we see any switch-ups come from maybe Flame onto something else. He is going to stick. No, he does switch to Tracer, which is a nice way to maybe try to bring this back, get to the back line, murder these supports, make sure Naptime doesn't have a res, because if they come into this with a res, they're going to be way, way far behind.
It's going to be rough if they come into the res. We'll see how things work here, but NG Red definitely has a lot of good things going for them at the moment. They do have the Earth Shadow coming down for Chance, starting this out with a bang, knocks down 3, taking Steel for a long ride. So long, in fact, that Steel doesn't even hit the wall. That was a little bit too long of a charge coming from Reinhardt. Chance will get punished for that, but the important thing here is that even though it's a little bit over aggro, they were able to push the payload with 3 during that entire time.
Yeah, Pure also died there with 100% on the res. Mangachu cleaned him up. Just, I mean, a very kind of scattered fight, discoordinated. But though defense is able to get on it now, and it's not too much progress on the card. So, decent pullback there. It's going to be really interesting to see what Flame ends up getting done with the pulse bomb. As it charges super fast here, he should be able to get to the backline shortly.
Bird right now, he's going for the flanking tech visor, and Mercy going to be the person on the receiving end. Mercy, though, with the sound barrier is able to get out. Still, though, 2 kills coming in from Bird, despite the sound barrier. Things going pretty well here for the side of NG Red. They're rushing in, and Wolf, now slicing and dicing, takes out Mercy in the building, makes it a triple kill. Wolf's Genji absolutely on the mark. Will take a hammer to the face at the end, but after killing 3 people, I think he's okay with that.
It's the DPS play from NG Red has just taken itself to a next level lately. Now the tank and support have been playing fine, so let's not forget them. But it has been Mangachu, Bird, and Wolf who have just always gone down for 2, 3Ks, absolutely obliterating enemy teams.
Has really been working out for them. Mangachu right now, damage boosted. They're on the point. This is do or die here for Splyce. They have to stay on the point the entire time, but 3 kills here for NG Red. They only need a little bit more. This big Earth Shatter will come down for Papa Smurf. Takes Wolf for a ride. The defense might actually have a chance of stabilizing here. It's very, very close right now on the point.
Yeah, the Winston is doing his best to kind of just stall things out, but it's going to be too late.
No. Flame got off the point.
Yep.
Now, as a Tracer in that situation, you're probably going to die if you stand the point, but still, he was alive, maybe could have delayed for a little bit longer, but NG Red able to take it out with a very, very quick time here in Numbani.
Yeah, this is towards the end. I think Wolf gets his Dragon Blade out, gets another couple kills, and it's such a snowbally ult that you're gonna get 2 and 3 on it almost every time. Cleans up all the support, gets out, lives. Wolf has been playing fantastic lately. He's been playing a fantastic Widowmaker too. If they need someone to play Widow, he's been on that, even post nerf as well. As you said, Bird and then Mangachu, their DPS play, I think, has been what's really elevated them to being able to take games off Cloud9 and these top teams. And they made pretty quick work there of Splyce. 354 is a amazingly fast Numbani time. It's one of the longest maps in the game.
It's super good. There's no other way of saying it. It's a very good time. I think Splyce is going to have a very difficult time actually beating it here on the attack ride. And again, NG Red, they have definitely... The best way of saying it is that they have really leveled up as time has gone on. Things have gone really, really well for them. So we are getting on the body here. We're going to be taking a look at the teams here in just a second as the defense gets a chance to set up. But I will say this, Hex, we should be seeing some really, really good 76 play out here from Bird. This is one of the best maps for defensive 76 play, and Bird is one of the best 76s. So it's going to be a little bit of a rough time here for NG Red.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that they chose to run the defensive Tracer just because, as you mentioned, it's such a good 76 map, and we've seen 76 just absolutely re-enter the meta with a vengeance. He used to be kind of a niche pick that I think both you and I thought, like, why hasn't he played more? He's so good in a lot of these situations. And when teams did play him on defense especially, he would absolutely dominate areas. So it's going to be good to see Bird on the 76 on defense. The rest of the squad is going to be Mangachu on Roadhog. Chance is going to play Reinhardt. Naptime, of course, on Mercy. Bread Expert, the expert of Bread, will be on Lucio, and Wolf is going to reprise his role as a defensive McCree.
Good to see McCree coming back out again. So we've seen teams run a Torbjorn in that spot in recent times, but now teams warming up to the idea of McCree, and actually, given how prominent Pharah is right now, I do like the idea of treating an enemy Pharah to the double combo of 76 and McCree, because 76 can wear the Pharah down, and McCree can burst her down at the right opportunity, so that, we'll see how this works out. Either way, though, taking a look here at the offense coming out from the side of Splyce is going to be Steel on the Pharah, Pure on the Mercy, Kozin on Lucio, Papa Smurf on Winston, Flame on the Diva, and Clockwork on 76, and this is not a troll. This is one map where we actually do see Diva come to play quite a bit.
Yeah, it's generally to come over the top and take away the corridor. It's kind of a weird initiation, but her and Winston are going to come in together, sometimes even sending the Mercy with them too to make sure that they live through it. It usually is to try to take out a turret or something like that. They're actually going to take a different angle here, but eventually they want to take the high ground. That's what these two heroes are designed to do.
There they go. Again, this is a very quick time that they have to beat. Flame right now getting to backline, was looking for a knockoff to some extent, but Mangachu immediately taking Steel out of the air with the aid of Wolf. Flame sort of left without a whole lot of friends there moving in. Still, the offense moving in. 76 trying to do what he can do. Clockwork looking for pickoffs, but it's just, they've lost a lot of people here on the offense already. I think they've bled out just a little bit too much to make this work the way they want it to work.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really early pick on Steel hurt them a lot. Wolf is able to take down Clockwork, who was sticking around towards the end. Now Flame is going to drop his mech, I believe, at some point. He's going to take out of the Diva. So I just thought the angle they took was very strange there. If you're running Winston and Diva, the big point is that they don't have to walk upstairs or do anything. They have these great initiation tactics. They walked right into where the defense was set up, and I don't know if those are two of the tanks that you want to put right into the teeth of the enemy team.
No, in the offense right now, given the amount of time that they have to cap this in, I'm not really sure why they're spending so much time on setup. They don't have time to burn here. They just effectively gave up 45 seconds for nothing. I don't understand at the moment.
It's what I was talking about with Splyce. They don't have a plan B. When their plan A failed, which it clearly did there, they didn't know what people were going to switch to. Flame eventually switched to a Reaper, but it's really late.
All right, well, Splyce is getting into it. Steel in the back, looking to get this pick off on the Bird. Will take out Bird, but while that was going on, Mangachu getting the triple kill, including killing Pure. Now looking for Clockwork. Will he be able to finish it? Clockwork all on his lonesome. Will have to run away, but I'll tell you what, X, this is already GG. 2 minutes left remaining here in the matchup. For how long Numbani is, I don't think there's any possible way NG Right can, or any possible way Splyce can bring this back.
No, you're absolutely right. It's GG, and I think that the 45 seconds they spent just trying to figure out what they were going to do is time that most teams don't waste. You can't afford to waste it because maps are, generally decided in less than a minute at the highest levels, where they're going to initiate again, trying to get a moral victory here. But like you said, this is already over.
Big hook coming in here from Mangachu, looking to pick off Steel. Meanwhile, Wolf fighting here on the point, going the right click down Kozen. RMB still a thing at times, says Wolf. 3 kills here for the defense, and I'm not really sure what Splyce is on the left, they're on the right, but none of it really makes sense in terms of flanking. Wolf gonna finish off the Pharah with the aid of Bird, and like I said, this game is already over. Only a minute 15 remaining. Even if all of NG Red were to leave the game, it would be impossible for this time to be beaten now from the side of Splyce. So a very dominant victory coming in here from NG Red.
Yeah, kind of what we expected, although I expected Splyce to put up a little more of a fight here. Bonnie is one of those things, though, that if you lose the first fight, you're probably going to lose the second, and it just gets really hard to take the point after that. But they still didn't really even make these fights close. Now they finally get a kill. There goes Bread Expert. Papa Smurf doing some work on the Winston now.
Oh no, Flame was going for the health, ended up getting charged down by chance. And yeah, I mean, Splyce, they did get some of the kills they needed here. They were able to get in. They got kills towards the end, but you look at the time here that's remaining, there's only 35 seconds. It's too little too late.
Stay out of my way.
Yeah, definitely is. Chansey even going to stall it out even more. Just coming back in on the point late there. Pure gets kill on him, but it does not matter. GGs are called. That is going to be first map for Northern Gaming Red.
Yep, we're going to go back to lobby. We'll see where Splyce wants to bring us next, but that was a very, very good look on the side of NG Red. They looked absolutely dominant, and it's sort of what you expect from seeing C9 versus Splyce as of a week or two ago. Everything went their way. They won the game on every conceivable level, and it worked out for them because now they are up 1 game in this best-of-3 series and just looking that much better here in this Invitational.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next map is going to be King of the Hill. It's either going to be Nepal or Lijiang, and it is up to Splyce to decide.
I think this is good for Splyce. Splyce has historically been a little bit stronger in King of the Hill. They do have people that are really good at deathmatching, but clearly their decision-making on payload maps, not quite up to par. And the biggest thing that I would just point to there is that, sure, they got sort of run over on their defense, but on their offense, where they knew they had to make a quick time, they had to go in. They had to make something very big happen. They sort of stayed there setting up for what seemed like about 40 seconds straight without doing anything.
Yeah.
You can't do that when you're under that much time pressure. I mean, it's effectively Andy Reid clock management in Overwatch.
Aw, dude, you know I'm an
No,
Eagles
that's
fan.
exactly what it is. I'm sorry if you're an Eagles fan if bringing back some bad memories there, but that's what it is. And I really hope someone in chat can pick up on that. But that's why I felt it was like, wow, am I watching an Eagles game circa 2004? I don't even know. But both teams are ready. We're going to be going into Lijiang. It will be the second map, and we'll see if Splyce can bring this back in their favor.
Well, it is exactly what Splyce has been their problem, though. Compositions and transitions. When that comp didn't work, they're like, we need to switch to something, and then no one had any idea what to do, and then they eventually switched to add a Reaper into it, but it took them half a minute to do so. What's good for them, though, is that King of the Hill, don't really need to worry about those things. Your plan is going to be pretty much the same the entire time. You don't have to generally switch up compositions unless you want to add in a Reaper here or there, but there's not really a transitional phase. You're not going to go to a different point on the map at any given time, so you can run your one plan, and it's just about those deathmatch skills. And like you said, they have the players who can out-DM other players, so I think they have a good chance of taking one of these next 2 maps, but it is a best of 3, so they're going to have to start by taking this map.
Indeed. Also, just way too many Andrews around. I feel like in the Overwatch community, there's just, oh man. Either way, take a look here at the side of NG Red. As I said up, it's going to be Bird here on 76, Wolf on the Tracer, Naptime on Mercy, Bread Expert on Lucio, Mangachu on the Zarya, and Chance going to be on the Winston. So pretty standard stuff coming out from the side of NG Red here on Lijiang.
Yeah, it looks like Splyce is going to be running, you know, another pretty standard King of the Hill setup here, as Flame will be on the Reaper, Steel is going to be on Winston, Papa Smurf on Zarya, Pure on the Mercy, Clockwork is going to be on 76, which I love on this map, and Kozen will be on the Lucio. So the biggest difference is that they don't run a Tracer, and instead they're running a Reaper.
I think having the Reaper or the Tracer is probably a good idea, but as Clockwork takes out Chance in the very beginning, he really did get supported by the Reaper, but Bird takes out Steel, Steel being a little bit over aggro. Both teams getting into it, both teams heavily wounded, and this could go either way right now. We're just watching Bird here in the back, looking to get that key 76 poke out, having a little bit of trouble in Muscle Bit as Papa Smurf gonna win that Zarya duel, and now things going a little bit better here for Splyce. I think this is where this map, this game type, favors Splyce a lot more than when they play build.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Flame is playing really
the Death
well.
Blossom in the back from Flame, taking out 1, 2, 3 members of NG Red, and this first cap is definitely going to go in favor of Splyce.
No, but he's before the Death Blossom even, he's playing kind of a protector Reaper, where he's not going for huge flanks or trying to chase down heroes. He's making sure that when their Winston tries to screw with anyone on his team, that he's just immediately deleted.
Here we go. We do have the Tech Visor now coming up from Bird. NG Red making their next attempt here at the point. Tech Visor, though, not getting a lot of value. Sound Barrier really negating it. And here comes a Sound Barrier instead coming out from the side of NG Red. It's a little bit late in the fight, but not the worst. They're still getting in deep. Mangachu, though, died really early, so 65. Splyce still has a very good chance of taking this fight.
Well, Clockwork gets some work done on Wolf, so that's going to be the Tracer threat down at the very least. They are still trying to chase down this Winston. Graviton comes up. Flame's going to follow it up by trying to left-click into it. Only takes down Bird through that engagement. There goes nap time.
Overall, Splyce just able to get random pickoffs here that they need to get. There was nothing really too coordinated, but they got in. They won the mechanical fights they needed to do so, and I'm going to tell you what the big difference is here right now. I do think that the Reaper coming out from the side of Splyce has been way better, and that's why you see Wolf now switching off to the Reaper. So we're going to have a little bit more parity in team comps here. I think Tracer is fine, but I think regardless, you do have to run a Reaper here on King of the Hill.
I've got you in my
Here we go, though. The Tactical Visor coming out from Bird. Tactical Visor part 2, looking for value. The Graviton coming out from the side of NG Red. Does have people for kills at least a little bit. Pure goes down, but overall, Splyce getting the first few kills here in this fight. Flame will win the Reaper duel on the Wolf, and Splyce showing that King of the Hill definitely more their battleground than payload.
Yeah, I mean, to that point earlier where they're switching onto the Reaper here, these fights have been so head-on 6v6 that a Tracer's just not as effective in that kind of circumstance. Now, if a team is going for multiple flanks, a Tracer can win those outside duels on the edges, but really putting her into a team fight isn't that great. Her only great team fight ability is, of course, the Pulse Bomb, so I think a Reaper's a much more stable, consistent source of damage.
All right, well, here they go. They're rushing in. The offensive Sound Barrier out here for NG Red. NG Red trying to get something going here in this game because so far they've had very little luck. Clockwork and Flame, though, gonna get the first 2 kills of the fight. We'll see if Naptime's able to come with the res. He will blow the res early in the fight. Pure still holding on to his, but here's the Graviton from Papa Smurf. 3 people getting sucked in, and Splyce turning it on here on Lijiang. Wolf with the late Death Blossom, but kind of wasted in the end, although I guess with overtime, he had to use it there no matter what.
Might as well pop that Q there. Clockwork's going to pop his Q and go in too, just kind of lock him out as Steel's at the front door there, and that was all Splyce. Like I said, when they don't have to change their mind or try to switch into anything different, they're very good at destroying people. Mechanically skilled all the way through is this entire roster, so then they didn't have to adjust. That roster stayed the exact same from point 1, and that's exactly what they can do when their plan that they have is the plan they get to stick with. That's how good they can be.
Yeah, I mean, the Splyce's performance there just a moment ago does show that Splyce does have the mechanical ability to compete here in Overwatch, but clearly something is messed up in their shot calling on payload. You look at what happened on the Bonnie, both on defense and offense, they just weren't making the right decisions, yet you look at what's going on King of the Hill. King of the Hill, a little bit more simple, a little bit more straightforward in terms of how you approach team fights, and they're doing much, much better. But here we go, fight is about to be underway, and Flame being hyper aggro here with Reaper, getting right to the back line. This could work out, or it could backfire. Zarya gonna get knocked off the edge. Mangachu off the map. Flame taking up Ashen. El Presidente getting no value here from the side of NG Red, and Splyce again coming in strong to start the King of the Hill map.
I've seen so many teams try this El Presidente strat where they set him up over here, and it's such a huge risk because if it doesn't work out, this is exactly what happens. And it takes so long to get your team their chance charged in. He was able to get the barrier set up, but then a lot of teams will just ignore it. They won't come through that path. They'll come through the back, and he just doesn't have the angle to defend himself. And there we go. That Bastion idea came and went and gave up 20% already displaced.
The problem with Bastion and King of the Hill is that it can give you first control, but it's very high risk, high reward. If it fails, not only are you going to have to switch off the Bastion, which delays ultimate power, but 1 second, Pure going down very late in this fight, but Flame doesn't care. Flame was able to get into the back with the Death Blossom, took out 3, and oh my goodness, Flame finding the value Death Blossoms I needs to find here. Even though his Mercy went down early, so for NG Red, they got the Mercy pick that he needed, and usually that'll be a team fight win, but not if you let a Reaper get into the back and do that level of work.
Well, they're going to take a different angle here, knowing that they can't run through the main way as they've been getting spammed out there by the Zarya. They're going to take either really high ledge or just come in through the center. Either way, defense has seen it. They know where they're coming from. A lot of spam's coming in.
Indeed. Well, taking a look here, we do have Clockwork here with Attack Visor, zoning people out. The attackers of NG Red not really wanting to go into that too much, as Mangachu will get first pick off here, takes out Papa Smurf, and we'll see if they can add a little bit on. The Sound Bearer, though, coming out here from the side of Splyce will keep people a little bit further back, but still 2 kills in their favor. And nap time, we'll see if he goes for the res, or Pure did go for the res, brought up some of the Fallen Heroes. They are going to go in. And Papa Smurf now with the Graviton Surge will use it, but only gets Lucio, going to get taken out by Mangachu in the process. And off of the early picks from Mangachu, this has really been NG Red's fight. They are going to take control of this capture point, and we'll see if they can hold it.
Yeah, really patient play there too, taking that really wide angle to sweep in. They know that they just have to get it back. If they didn't get it back there, they pretty much lose the map anyway. So then, even knowing that, they come in, they wait for the tactical visor to go away, they take a different angle through the doorway, then everyone just kind of wins their one-on-ones. It was extremely patient by Brett Expert, who almost died, and then waited for a Sound Barrier a little bit longer, and that was able to push them over the edge in that team fight.
Mangachu now set up for Glory, does have Barrage at the right, but is going to get pulled in by Steel. Steel, being his own no-fly zone, takes out Fair to start out the fight. Pretty good look to start this off, but Wolf gets into the back, gets a few kills, and Naptime now in a position to res up some of the Fallen Heroes for NG Red. This is not the worst look for them, although he gets taken out by Steel. Steel with 2 huge picks to start out this fight, and now this could be all Splyce needs to retake this.
Tale of Two Mercies there. The res was able to come off from Pure. Naptime was being a little bit greedy with it, but did not expect to get hooked. He did get taken out. Steel again takes down Mangachu, who is barraging through the air. They're doing really well on the ground here. They're going to flip it over.
Steel's Roadhog was completely on point there. Resurrection, though, is going to come out here from Naptime. Bring up the Fallen Heroes. Wolf countering with the Death Blossom, takes out Papa Smurf, looking for Clockwork in the back. We'll take him out, too. And here comes NG Red, powered by Wolf, getting the triple, and they're taking it right back.
One more fight for Splyce. Will take it for him. Flame has switched, oddly enough, onto the Tracer now. He was doing so much work on his Reaper that I'm not entirely certain of the switch. Maybe he feels that they're getting too much value out of the supports in the backline. He is going to have Pulse Bomb up. We'll see if he can stick you. But now Naptime and Mangachu are in the prime position up top. They know it, actually. Flame comes in, misses his Pulse Bomb on Naptime.
Mangachu fighting things off here. Will knock Soldier off. We'll see if that gets punished here, but Splyce trying to make it work of it. Kozin, though, going down. Mangachu going in super deep. Takes out both supports. And the ground floor game not really going all that much better for Splyce either, as NG Red getting all the picks they need there, buying themselves some good time, and now we're down to the last push for Splyce.
Fully cleaned up there. You know, Mangachu and Naptime are in the great position that you always want your Fair and Mercy to be in when you have control of this map, just holding high ground, completely safe. Here comes the initiation with Sound Barrier, though.
Sound Barrier comes out, Steel gets the first pick off, Whole Hog on the way, forces the Wraith form out, but Mangachu says no, enough of that, gets the triple kill barrage over the top, was positioned, they had no answer to him, and NG Red now looking very likely to hold this and force a round 3.
Yeah, Flame came up, now Flame's on the Reaper, Steel switched to Tracer, and kind of just, again, hints that they don't know exactly what they want to be running there. Flame was running a great Reaper all that game. There was nothing really, in my opinion, to prompt him to switch onto the Tracer. He did anyway. Took a terrible angle on his Pulse Bomb, tried to hit a Pulse Bomb mid-flight while tracing down a Mercy, which I think is a bad idea. So when things start going bad for Splyce, they go all the way bad, and they just have almost no recovery mechanic on this team.
Just have to see how the night market stage goes here for both teams. Very similar compositions coming out, although it's worth knowing that we have 76 on the side of Splyce versus the Pharah of Mangachu. Mangachu going to go for that instead. So no Pharah coming out from Splyce. We'll see if it works out or not. I think Pharah in this map, I don't think it's quite as big of an advantage as the last map, but it can definitely work out.
Well, Splyce is going to take right on the point right away, which I think is kind of smart for them. They're just going to fight on the point, make the fight come to them, and put NG Red in the position where they have to initiate.
Flame getting caught out was a little bit over aggro. Wolf and Mangachu with the punish. Now Pure has to run away from the Sphera, but Mangachu saying, you know what, actually, I'm just going for Lucio. I'm going to knock Lucio into the air and complete. Takes out both supports. Beautiful fair play coming in from Mangachu.
We've almost entered the era now where you need either a super strong, reasonable answer to Pharah, or you have to run your own. It's kind of what Widow used to be. Either you have to have a great answer for it, or you have to run your own, because Mangachu has been doing so much work on his Pharah. We've seen Pharah absolutely dominate post-patch, and I think they need to figure out something. The answer for them seems to be to run their own combo as Flame comes up on the Pharah himself.
Flame is going to be running Pharah, but anytime you have to adapt to your opponent and run a hero because they're having good luck with it, it's usually a bit rough. Mangachu, though, almost going down the steal, will go for the barrage, does go down. Not the worst start here coming out from Splyce, but Wolf gets in the back line, effectively getting a double kill for a little bit of support. Elbows Clockwork in the face, and that is going to be another hold here from NG Red. And by the way, this is best out of 3. If NG Red wins this round, Splyce will effectively be knocked into lower bracket.
Yeah, so some switch-ups coming here from Splyce. Try to find some answers. Clockwork is on that Reaper. He got out-reaped last time. Steel is going to be on that Roadhog too to try to deal with the Pharah of Mangachu they've so far had no answer for.
Wolf was looking for some good high ground positioning there. I actually like that. He couldn't stay up there for long, but if you time that right, that could be absolutely devastating as Reaper. Clockwork, though, does go in the back, takes out Bird, but here comes Wolf with the Death Blossom. Takes out 1, gets 2, makes it a triple, and they just weren't really looking out for him. They got punished as Kozen now. Fighting Reaper, losing battle, will get taken out. The Sound Barrier wasn't even necessary there. Just save your Q.
Well, I mean, it's a couple lives in a row that Pure has died holding Resurrection, too. Now, of course, you do want the value out of that Resurrection. This is their last best shot. It's probably one of their last pushes, too. Clockwork has to hit a huge Death Blossom. Papa Smurf needs to get a little more damage done before he gets his Graviton. They have the tools to take this point back.
Absolutely do. Here comes Steel, though, with the whole hog. Going to open up with some knockback, but gets taken out by Wolf in turn. Wolf just laying in the damage to start that out. You have Papa Smurf, he does have the Graviton Surge at the ready. Flame with the barrage over the top, takes out 2. No Graviton, oh, here comes the Graviton. Wombo combo might be on the menu, but 2 people are able to get out. I'm not even sure how. The Graviton not quite doing as much. Steel, though, still doing work on the back line. All hope is not lost here for Splyce, despite a few things being a little bit weird in this fight.
Yeah, but now they're getting cleaned up. There goes nap time, though, which is nice for them. At least both teams are down their supports. Pure comes up late onto a 76, so he's just going all in. They're not running a Mercy anymore. They know they have to have the damage to take this point. They are kind of cleaning up kills, but Mangachu and Wolf are still alive, poking on the point.
Oh no, by the way, Pure is no longer on Mercy. Pure is just opting for the extra DPS. They are running 1 support. The only support is Lucio, but it's giving them the offensive firepower they need to push this back in their favor. This is bold, the no Mercy strategy.
Well, Pure's had a rough Mercy round, though. I mean, he died a couple times with the Resurrection. He finally was able to use it and figure, like, well, that's probably the only one I'm getting. Here we go. Let's just let Kozen run single support on Lucio, which is, you know, kind of necessary. You have to run a King of the Hill, and they need the damage to be able to deal with Mangachu on this Pharah. So I think running a 76 here, while it's a bold strategy, is one that clearly worked out for him.
The problem here, though, is that if they get wiped by any major team out, like say Wolf gets a good Death Blossom here, that's going to be it. There's no recovery. They have no res. So they're moving in. Mangachu takes out Flame again. No res on the table. Here comes Death Blossom for Wolf. Takes out 2. And again, Steel and less people on the point. They could really use a Mercy res right now, but they have no Mercy. And this should be NG Red's point and NG Red's map.
I understand your point, and it's a valid one and absolutely correct, but they only got 1 res that entire game anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you could stick on the Mercy and hope that you get a res after you just used it. Are you going to be able to charge it up and get it down again? I mean, history says no. So speaking of reses, I think every Mercy has that intro. Every competitive Mercy has that intro.
Now that you mention it, I think you're right. Well, no, there's someone who has the res intro where she bends over and brings people right back up. I'm trying to remember who that is.
I want to say it's Esper.